Hey guys, welcome back everybody. First of all, thank you so much for each and every one of you who's supporting my work. I really appreciate it. Things are gaining momentum here. I'm in particular grateful about things taking momentum here because there's just so many things going on in this world with people, not to mention the 50+ million of unemployment in the United States only, not to mention the rest of the world. And it just makes me more motivated to do my work, because my work prior to COVID was actually going towards more businesses and sciences. But thanks to COVID, it got reinvented and it's now more geared towards humanity. And because of that, I actually feel grateful and I feel much closer to each and every one of you. I want to talk briefly about this upcoming soundtrack that is very close to my heart because the way in which it happened. Basically, it took about 3 days and nights. I'm not kidding you, I wasn't able to sleep those 3 days and nights, just a few hours. I made up for it yesterday, though I was in bed all day. But the frequencies that I designed and composed this particular soundtrack towards, it's very close to my heart because it is the type of pattern of frequencies that I was able to detect and measure when I was in lab doing my thesis and other work. And it is the frequency of anticipation, of hope, of purpose, when we are doing something such as looking for knowledge, information, looking to change something in our lives, and essentially going from a feeling of helplessness towards a feeling of anticipation. And the frequencies of anticipation is very subtle, but it makes a whole lot of difference in a person's stance, in a person's psyche, in a person's motivation or inspiration to do something. And I think that with all the crap that is going on around the world, we need those type of frequencies. We need to cherish those type of brain frequencies as cellular frequencies within each and every one of our bodies. And so that's why I wanted to compose this song soundtrack such that it does trigger and change those brain frequencies so that it puts us in a more of a feeling of anticipation and hope. And that's why I call it purpose. If you guys remember last time we talked about purpose, how important it is and why we should always have a purpose, even if it's something very small that we have in our lives. And even if it's something that really nobody else cares about, what matters is that you care about that purpose. And it could be something extremely small. But what it does is that gradually it changes the energy level and changes the wavelength and the oscillation of your frequencies. And it puts you in a more powerful state of being. And because of that, you will get better and more positive energy so that you can move on with your day and with your life. Because whether we want to accept it or not, it is way too much dire information that we're bombarding with on a daily basis, especially in 2020. So we need all the help we can get. And that is why I'm dedicating my knowledge towards these part of human psyche and human frequency so that it helps even one person at a time. And this track is meant to do just that. It's meant to trigger those frequencies of anticipation, of hope. And you will notice it when you start listening to it. And I will put a sample right after this video on YouTube so you can listen to it. So this particular track is about 5 minutes, it's about 4 minutes, 50 seconds something. The sample that I'll be putting on YouTube, it's half of it, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, something like that. And you will get a feel for it. But in order to get the full effect, you do need to have access to the full track. And I will put the link also so that you can access the full track. This particular one, I got inspired to do it because when I was in lab, I was able to look at and identify some patterns in human brain frequencies that are triggered when we feel positively anticipated towards something. And in my case, because I was doing study on knowledge seeking, that is what these frequencies were about. So this track, it is designed to do just that. It's also designed to put you not only on that anticipation mode, but also to move you from inside outward so that you feel even more, not only energetic, but at a spiritual level, much more inspired to do and to take action towards the purpose, even if it's a small one, that you have set for yourself. And that is huge, because if you can think about it, if we're bombarded with dire news on a daily basis, most of us, even if we have a great purpose in mind, we tend to become a little bit sluggish and also lose hope because there's just bad news left and right. But this track is designed and composed so that it aligns those frequencies, so that we can change that a little bit and then become more inspired to move on and do whatever we have set for ourselves. For example, if you're looking for a job, or if you want to join your community political groups to do something, or you want to initiate something, whatever the case may be, as long as it's important to you, it really doesn't matter what the purpose is. You need to find it enough of a inspired purpose, and this track is meant to trigger you so that you can get on those frequencies, so that you can get up and take action towards your purpose. And this is very, very, very close to my heart, because I promise you guys, if you listen to the whole track, it will absolutely change your mood, change your stance, but more importantly, change your brain frequencies. Because the way in which the whole thing got composed, I was amazed by it, because it was an amazing flow to it. And when there's something that is extreme flow to it, I know that it's something that it's meant to be. And I've listened to it several times, and every time it really gets me. It really makes me fall in love with the purpose that I've set for myself even more. And I've also tested the brain frequencies and also the way in which it changes the GSR, heart rate, and everything else from the biofeedback perspective. So I encourage you to listen to the sample, but also to get access to the full track. And also, if you know people who will be benefiting from this, I encourage you to ask them also to be really more mindful about their frequencies, because it's so easy to let go and to just go with whatever comes our way. But we can't do it anymore, especially in 2020. We have to be very careful. So I encourage you to share either the sample track or this video with people you know, because I know that a lot of people are struggling. So we could use every single help that we can get, even if it's a small one. So the best way to listen to this track is, again, if you want to use the wire headset so that you don't add to the EMFs that are close to you. But it is very good that you have a headset on so that you can get the full effect, because I've really played around with the bass and also with the vocals that are choir. So the closer they are to your ears, the higher impact they have on your brain frequencies. But again, if you use the wire one, not the wireless one, then you obviously decrease the EMFs. Another thing to have in mind is that for this particular track, it's good to not close your eyes. In fact, you want to have your eyes open, because we are aiming for higher frequencies, higher beta, actually even towards gamma waves that are higher brain frequencies. And that's why it's good not to close your eyes. Obviously, if you feel like closing your eyes, you're more than welcome to do it. But if you want to reach that higher level of brain frequencies, it's actually good to have your eyes open this time. And if you are already working on your purpose, to actually listen to the soundtrack while you're doing, you're taking action towards your purpose. You can do that. Or sometimes it also helps to look at artwork that you're interested in, that you like, while listening to the soundtrack, because this particular soundtrack is designed to get your frequencies higher than beta, more towards gamma wave. And that is also what will inspire you. But it's also designed to work on some parts of the scalp, not all of them. And those are the patterns that I was able to find in my lab. And I promise you guys, this particular track, as I said, because it's close to my heart, it will really shift your stance. It will really shift your mood, and it would also really shift your state of being, and you will notice it once you listen to the full track. And I'm extremely, extremely grateful to be here. And I'm also extremely happy and grateful to be doing what I'm doing, because when I think about pre-COVID, the direction my life was taking me was a normal, usual business, corporate, tech-related direction. But this turn of events and this reinvention that happened because of COVID really speaks to my heart. And that's why I'm very grateful to be here with you guys. I'm very grateful to be sharing these with you. And I'm also very grateful that these sounds I'm receiving them, and I'm able to do something with them, and I'm able to compose them using my science, and also all the findings and neurological patterns that I've found throughout all these years in my lab. And I'm able to kind of use that towards, contributing to humanity, more towards the good feelings, as opposed to what's been going on around us, because we all need it, and we all need to expand our consciousness. And the only way we can do it is to work with our frequencies, whether it's brain frequencies or cellular frequencies. And that's why I'm very grateful to be able to use my science knowledge to do this, because it is helping to expand and empower human consciousness, because 2020 moving forward, we need it. And I've also heard from many of you who have listened to full tracks that it is helping you, and that really warms my heart, because I feel like I am contributing also the little way I can to humanity, more specifically to human consciousness, using science, using brain and cellular frequencies, the way in which I have come to learn about it and also research on it in my labs. So I hope you guys find it useful. Please keep the comments coming. I read all of it, and I wish you all